we're in high gear, chugging along, maybe 15, 20 miles an hour. Running about 65 psi, which is the max these tires are rated for. Going pretty smooth. Last time I did this, it was in the pouring rain. It's nice not to have spray going up everywhere and there we go. Getting in all the bearings. There's still road grit and all the nooks and crannies on this from that. This really needs to be stripped down. So that's not all damaging anything. Alright, now we're good for high gear again. Probably the hardest thing to learn about riding these is the technique they were doing was different. They weren't spinning low gears like we are now because it's more efficient for our bodies. Back then they were pushing high gears, and if there was a hill they needed to climb, they were either standing up on the cranks and mashing or walking. It's actually very difficult to ride just because of the gearing. And that's with the wider range Stormy Archer on the back than it should have had. It has a K7 right now, so about 130% gear range. I think it would originally had it's either a KB or a KC. It was the medium ratio, so much less than that. And this is all downhill, but it's incredibly smooth and comfortable. Whether you credit that to the 30C tires or 37C tires, or steel frame, or the slack geometry. It's all got something to do with it. But it's probably one of the smoothest bikes I've ever ridden. Efficient? No, not really. I mean, steel's just flexy. There's no way around it. It's very strong, but it flexes. And most people riding these would have been born around 1900, so it's really a world away. And really the only way to really know what that was like is to experience it. I think the best way to communicate to people what this stuff was like and appreciate what we have now and the progression of things is for it to be out in the wild doing what it was meant to. And it's good that some are in museums being preserved, but they only do so much good when you can look at them. It's meant to be ridden. It should be ridden. As far as I know, this one's the only Rally Silver record that is not silver. Somebody special ordered it in black, the chrome 4. But in total, I only think there's 3 silver records. The other 2 are actually silver. They're both in England. My theory with why this was ordered in black was because whoever ordered it really wanted it to look as much as possible like the record Ace, which black with a chrome fork. There's a narrow bridge coming up over here. I have to get off. The only thing with riding it is that these brilliantly white tires that I put on it, they don't stay brilliantly white. It's fine. Should have white wall, not fully white, but I couldn't get those. And I thought the black tires looked really stupid. There's way too much black. Black frame, black tires. Yeah, another thing is with these is the you don't get to shift gears on the handlebar with the levers. It's got a K shifter or a quadrant shifter on top tube, which I like to call a suicide shifter because you just have to take your hand off the bar, and it's pretty cool we don't have to do that anymore. Stay in gear. There you go. Yeah, I think if there was just one thing to communicate about these bikes to people, it's just how damn smooth they ride. Even with this high tire pressure for these wide tires, I mean, you don't feel almost anything. So if you hit something really big with the little pebbles and stuff in the road, it's just the nature of the materials and the geometry, and geometry is king. Coming from the mountain bike world, I mean, that's just, in my eyes, the most important thing. Alright, here's our turn coming up. Getting on that bike path for the last little bit. Now let's take the hammer down. Being a mountain biker, you see little trails and you go, ooh, I'm gonna ride that. Ooh, bird. And now turn. Sorry. 9 miles, no problem. All right, errand over. The only thing I noticed when I kind of started setting off here is the headset's coming loose, and it does that because I don't have my cone spanner with me, or hook spanner with me. So the way this works is that this one sets the preload of the bearings, and then this one kind of jam nuts into it, and there's also, because it's a clipped headset, this tightens down, and those work together to help keep the preload where it is. But I had it set wrong and I don't have the tool with me, so what I have to do is kind of manually turn it so that I should get rid of that headset play, but I don't have the tool, so I can't tighten this down to lock it where it is. So that's unfortunate, but other than that, it's all working smooth, no problem. Made it here no problem, but now we have to start making our way back, which is going to be much more difficult. Same distance, but that 500 feet of descent is now, with the route I'm taking, going to be which is different. There's less traffic. I'm probably going to be more 600 or 700 feet of climbing, and this is the gear ratio we're working with: 46 teeth chain set, and then 18-2-3 sprocket, and then the low gear, it reduces it by 33%. So I don't know the math on that. And these aren't 700C wheels. These are 26 by 1.25, which their rim diameter is 597. So it's a little bit harder. The effective final gearing due to the radius of the wheel is slightly worse than 700C, so it's more difficult. It's geared slightly higher because of that as well. So if there's one thing this thing sucks at, it's climbing, and there are hills here, unlike where most of these would have been in the lovely rolling countryside of England in the club racer days. So now we're going to reckon with that. Brakes aren't bad on this thing. One thing you'll notice about this handlebar position is there is only one position, which is dropped. You can grab it here if you want, or here, but we only had grips and the drops. And the height that the stem at, it's not that drop, so it's pretty comfortable. And I feel like you lose a good amount of control. This wasn't bad. This climb really sucks. I've done it once on this bike, and it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse. And it gets so steep that you can't even turn over the cranks because gear ratio is so. This is all she wrote. Shoulder. That's the hill. But alright, I can do this section. And one time I went up here, I did zigzag my way up it on a quiet day with considerable effort when I was much fresher. But I don't know, we'll see if I'm down for that. And I run pretty loose chain tension just because I just have worries about doing damage to the bearings on the hub if it's over preloaded, but it's not really a concern I have, but I just prefer lower chain tension. It feels more efficient, and it's tight enough where it won't throw it. And I think it might load up the rear triangle less, but probably not. But I should probably stop waffling on. You can tell I'm stalling. That hill sucks. This is stupid. I'm gonna regret this so much later. I'm just walking, but hopefully a car doesn't come. But yeah, it's to a point. I mean, depending on how steep it is, I mean, you can get up anything. By zigzagging, it's not really that hard. You just kind of having the grade of the slope by going up at an angle. And it's hard, but it's not literally impossible. Like if you weren't doing this. Just keep an eye or an ear out for cars. really want. Got this without stopping. I'll just stop if a car comes. Oh, I'm gonna have to look up after this how great this is. Remember. That's the worst part. It's kind of weird I wrote up the worst part, but I walked that section earlier because of the cars. But just super slow cadence is what you have to do. And there's some old timers that say it's better. They feel like it's better to do low cadence, but that's just wrong. So spinning at like double or triple this RPM, I could do it all day. But no. My knee caught that and shifter. That's not something that can happen. Mountain bike. But it doesn't skip gears at all once you have the cable tension adjusted correctly. It's not like a cassette that can skip or grind. Just chugs along, little spur gears in there. 86 years old and doesn't make a goddamn noise. I'm not saying they're better, I'm just saying they're durable. If you work on modern bikes and professionally, you probably replace cassettes all the time. Just how it is. Come on. Get out of the way. Oh yeah, pedals are also original. Those are original. And they're working well. The outer bearing races are rougher, the inner ones they play, but every pedal ever gets that. Oh yeah. more could you want? That was excellent. Probably about 20 miles round trip total. Handled it like a champ. Headset loose again. Yep. Expected that. It's all right. And that kind of feels like bottom bracket. Got a little tighter. I need to snug that lock ring down a little more. But that's the only way you can find stuff out is to ride it, and they present themselves to you. So, all right, cheers. Hopefully you enjoyed. An unusual ride on an unusual bike.